Hey there everyone, it's me Gamerturk coming at you with a channel update. I tend to do this stuff when there's something horribly wrong going on, so this is one of those moments. Not sure how much you're following me on my Discord or Twitter or here on my community feed, but about a week and a half ago my channel has been demonetized, like completely channel-wide, for the third time in 2 years, in the past 2 years, with the same reason being reused content, which is YouTube's way of saying you're just resharing content without doing anything. And those of you who follow the channel, you know, we do reviews, weekly news, a lot of editorial content, playthroughs, live streams, all that kind of stuff. So we know that's not true, but that is hard to explain to YouTube. So we're gonna be talking about what happened and how this is gonna affect my channel in the near or long-term future. I am not sure when this is gonna get resolved. There's gonna be chapters down below, you know, if you wanna skip either what happened or what's gonna happen, skip ahead if you want to. But before you do that, I do wanna plug in my Patreon, because YouTube being completely demonetized, you know, that's it's kind of an important thing now for me. And of course, a little mention that some of my future content is likely going to have sponsor those 1-minute ad break sections that I personally handle with certain people, just to let you know before we go into details as the two little things that you should absolutely know about how this is going to affect things. So first off, let's get into what happened. So YouTube has certain bots to enforce their guidelines, policies, and all that kind of stuff. And this is the third time in the past 2 years I have been hit by the same bot. They keep saying it's their reviewers who have carefully reviewed my channel, which, based on the context, I know, I am relatively certain that is not the case. I dealt with this before 2 years ago. If you guys remember, during my Illustration Explained period, there was a huge portion, like 1.5 months, where I spent the entire channel unmonetized because of this exact same issue. And the funny thing about that was I specifically went to the YouTube support, made my case. They had an actual internal staff look into my channel as to what the fuck has happened, and they cleared me. So brought me back into the YouTube partner program, and everything was running normal for about a week. The exact same bot just hit me back after I was manually approved by internal YouTube staff for the exact same reason. The second time around, of course, was a bit easier to clear, and I was hoping this would actually never end up happening again. You know, I cleared my name manually twice already from an actual YouTube employee, so this should technically not happen again. Wrong. It's been a little less than 2 years. It was the summer of 2020 back then. Less than 2 years, I have been hit by the exact same bot again. Well, in the previous instance, this usually happened when I received some content ID claims. And even though I have actually refuted those claims and got my videos back and all that kind of stuff, it seemed like that was the flag that pushed the bot onto my channel back then. This time around, I don't think that is the case, because from what I'm seeing, there seems to be a whole lot of people that got hit by this. It seems to be a wave where YouTube just flipped the switch a bit too much, because I still do believe this is a bot's doing. But they also changed some of their appeal processes. More specifically, they actually added an official appeal process that people can go through. But again, that's a bit of a problem if there are no proper reviewers or no proper guidelines. What I was supposed to do is make a 5-minute video pitch, so to say, explaining my content as to how my content is mine. And I did that, and as expected, my appeal was watched on the first day of this happening, the first day of my appeal going through, so 28th of April. And despite it happening on that day, it took a week for them to expectedly reject my appeal, because I don't think anyone's actually watching these. The funny thing is, the rejection came out at the same time as some other people as well, as if they were just holding the appeals there, and then just sending another mass wave of rejections just for the sake of it. The gist of it is my channel is still completely demonetized, so no ads and no memberships here on my channel. And I'm still in contact with YouTube support, you know, citing the exact same issue that happened 2 years ago, providing a bit more proof. Hopefully they'll be able to get things resolved in a reasonable amount of time, but if they can't, I have to wait an entire month and I have to reapply for YouTube Partner Program and wait for them to review my channel based on these. I know how those reviews go at this point. And I don't know how this is gonna last. I do have hopes that it's not gonna take as long as I fear, but you know, I do fear it may just take a very long time. Now, of course, the problem with that is about 95 to 98% of my income, let's say, during my university here in Austria is coming from YouTube ad revenue and memberships. So it's a bit of a problem if YouTube just pulls the rug under my feet and I am just left here with borderline nothing. Just looking at my notes so I don't miss anything. The main short-term goal for me is to mitigate the current losses that YouTube's bots just inflict upon me. As you can imagine, you know, I can't just spam videos when I get absolutely nothing out of it. That's just way too much time spent for practically nothing coming back to me, especially when my university, I still have like 2 weeks of quite the busy period, which kind of is the main reason I am not making too many videos. I was trying to stick to This Week in SEO every single week and another video on Thursdays or Fridays, more of an editorial kind of thing. But of course, this put a massive wrench in the plans, so to say. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, the most important thing is that Patreon mention I gotta get out, of course, because that remains the only place of supporting my channel directly from you guys. If you enjoy what I do here, you know, the news and all that kind of stuff, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. I also have affiliate links to Amazon and Book Depository, of course. These are particularly useful when a new SEO book or a new SEO product comes out. But the fact of the matter is there's only so many people who find value in purchasing one of those Platinum Edition collector's boxes. And, you know, individual books are nice, but there needs to be something like 15 to 20 people grabbing a book per video for it to actually come close to what I can get from the ad revenue or memberships on YouTube. So that is not particularly a viable way for me to sustain the channel as it is. So as another option, I just wanted to let you know that there's a huge likelihood, in fact I'm looking into it as to how I can integrate these in the near future. Our sponsored segments, whether games or products, preferably I'm gonna try this with the weekly This Week in SEO videos, you know, that first 1 minute portion where I usually just advertise one of those Amazon or Book Depository affiliate links. I'm gonna try getting in some actual sponsored slots to see how that's gonna work. So I know it kind of breaks the flow and it's not always, you know, personally attractive to you, to every single individual on the channel, because you come here for SEO, but that has become kind of a necessity, and I kind of do hope you'll approach with some understanding there, and well, maybe it's gonna be something you'll be interested in, and that's just gonna make it all the way better, right? Hopefully. That's at least what I'm hoping. As for the actual future content, for quite a long time I was looking forward to 2 weeks from now, because that's when my university schedule started getting a bit more tamer compared to what I had the entire semester. My lectures are still ongoing, but like instead of 8 lectures, I will have like 3 lectures or something, plus my weekly Japanese studies. but it's becoming much more manageable, and I was planning on doing more videos, more live streams, and with the current situation, that plan has somewhat changed. Not necessarily entirely changed, but definitely somewhat changed. So what I want to stay committed is that this week in SEO videos will continue without being interrupted. That is something I absolutely am committed to continuing. The main reason for that is, the channel is actually doing good. Aside from the fact that it's entirely demonetized, I am genuinely happy. Even during low interest periods for SEO, I'm genuinely happy how the channel is continuing to grow, how you guys are supporting the content I do here, how you show interest in the stuff that's coming every single week. So that's been incredibly encouraging. That's one of the reasons why I definitely do want to keep that weekly videos going. Aside from that, the other types of content, now they may lag a little behind. For example, let me open my current plans for videos that I have saved somewhere on my Discord. For example, I do have multiple large-scale videos. In fact, some of them are quite old plans that I have been lagging on for quite some time. For example, Alicization Rising Steel Ultimate Review. At the time of me noting this down, it was still called Alicization Rising Steel. Now it's Unleashed Blading. I do want to cover the entire game with an ultimate review that is still in the back burner. I have 2 Cooking with Gamerturk episodes that I have recorded back during summer with my grandma and cousin, so that's gonna be interesting. I have a project for the full timeline of the SEO Gameverse. I have a huge project that should cover the entire timeline of the SEO series that I actually plan to update every single year with an even longer video adding to its end or small bits and pieces everywhere in between. I have things like what would be my ideal SEO game. I have the Gamerturk's book club for Mooncradle covering both volumes and then continuing with that book club. Things like my reaction to Crunchyroll's review of the Arya of a Starless Night movie. Those kinds of stuff, they do take a really long time to prepare, write the script, and then edit. Especially looking at my Mooncradle book club script, it's extremely long. I know it's gonna be a long video. The thing is, I cannot exactly commit to spending so much time on a video when I know I can't put ads on it. So that's kind of the situation about other types of videos at the moment. It's very likely I won't be committing to large-scale videos like that before this issue is completely resolved, and I have absolutely no clue when it will be completely resolved. What I do plan on doing instead is increasing my live streams. In about 2 weeks, when my schedule gets a bit lighter, I do plan on making more live streams. As usual, that is generally the plan when my schedule gets lighter, but this time it's actually going to be a focus compared to other types of videos because of the circumstances. I, of course, want to continue my Fire Emblem 3 Houses playthrough on my Switch that I have now. But I will be much more open to other types of games as well, not just SEO games, and I hope there'll be something for everyone at some point. That's what I'm hoping, especially being having such a focus on Sword Art Online series. It's a bit hard to do different stuff. Like every single live stream that I don't stream SEO, someone comes up and asks, why are you streaming this game? It's not SEO. Yes, I am aware it's not SEO. Thanks for pointing that out. But like things like that are a bit annoying, but I don't even know where I'm going with this. But yeah, that's kind of the situation. That's kind of my plans for the near future. Hopefully you'll have some understanding on some of the aspects, and hopefully I will get this issue sorted out sometime in the near future. That's the hope. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have questions, feel free to ask, or any suggestions as to what kind of content you'd want to see, and I will definitely take into account, depending on how much effort it will require from me at a given moment. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you then. Take care. Stay cool.